blah, 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 blah.
Alright, I believe it's rolling.
Welcome to another edition of Two Bald Dudes Sitting on Couches Drinking Beer. I'm Michael Dawson from Northern Brewer. This is Chip Walton from Northern Brewer. You are watching a Brewing TV short pour. Chip, tell the good people what we're drinking today.
Today we are tasting Black Sunshine, Andrew Hood, Michael Dawson's one-off collabo freestyle critical ale from Brewing TV 64, Tallgrass Brewing Company. You saw these guys brewing it on the floor of the big brew house. 27 pounds-ish overall, 25 pounds pale malt, 1 pound Vienna, 1 pound Munich, and a very small titch of the Midnight Wheat from Briess, which shockingly, like, really colored this really well.
That's what made the sunshine dirty.
Mm-hmm. It's it poured really beautiful. It's kind of like a honey brown, but even a little lighter. Mm-hmm. It's literally brown and gold at the same time. It is dirty sunshine.
It doesn't smell like it looks. When you poured it, I was expecting a brown ale, a mild. That's what a black blonde ale would be. Andrew Hood totally invented this style on the fly. It doesn't taste that way. It's a lot cleaner and lighter smelling. There's not that kind of like heavy crystal aroma that you'd expect from a brown or Scottish or an ale of this color, I guess.
It's malty sweet. It's got, even though there's no honey malt or anything in it, to me it tastes honey brownish too, a little bit. He used Falconer's Flight at 90, some Zythos at 5, and kind of flamed out with German Hallertau, which I'm getting that. The Noble is coming out more than either of those two more experimental hops.
A little sweet, a little herbal, but it's got a little fruity edge too from those Zythos, I believe. The yeast was right out of a tank in the brewery.
You pulled it from Halcyon, right?
That's my recollection.
Yep.
Which, if you want to try this recipe, you could brew a batch of Halcyon Pro Series from Northern Brewer and use that yeast cake to make your own dirty sunshine. This is really nice.
Yeah, for a thrown together brew. I think he said it was going to taste Rockstar. Do you taste the Rockstar?
I taste the Rockstar. But then again, I'm not able to be very critical. I get just the faintest edge of that Midnight Wheat. There's just a little kind of chocolatey undertone lurking under everything else.
And that wheat is meant to be a pure darkening agent for the most part, right? It's pretty low on roast, but it would be good for a black IPA, a black, anything that you're just trying to make black for the sake of flipping the script on a style. This would be good for.
Dunkelweizen or Schwarzbier.
Yeah, so he mashed in at 150. He says it rose from 150 to 156 in the mash tun. I guess heat works backwards in Manhattan, Kansas.
Law of thermodynamics doesn't apply.
Yeah, mashed out at $1.70 and fermented at 70, so I'm thinking this is pretty good. He was really concerned about somebody breaking into it, apparently. It's got a nice warning label and it was uber taped.
Yeah, there was some Manhattan, Kansas security system applied to the lid.
Exactly. Shockingly, he sent this to us at least 2, if not 3 weeks ago. And it held its carbonation really well, too. I was expecting an anticlimactic.
No.
Hey, y'all! For some reason, you actually missed the episode where this was brewed, and you got to this short pour through the back door. Dirty Sunshine.
Dirty Sunshine.
You should go check out the full episode. Brewing TV, episode 64, Tallgrass Brewing Company. We go down there, we learn a lot about the evolution of their offbeat brands. You see Dawson and Andrew Hood getting busy on some homebrew. You learn a little bit more about the Pro Series kits from Northern Brewer, Velvet Rooster, Oasis, Halcyon, and Buffalo Sweat. 4 big beers from Tallgrass that you can now make at home.
Critical. Cheers, man.
Cheers.
All for brew.
Brew for critical.
2 drinks.
Not to be too critical.
No. We didn't give it much of a critical beatdown.
Hey y'all!